My phone's now going crazy.
All right, you guys, I think I muted everybody. Welcome to the team call. Thank you for coming on. I think this will be pretty short and sweet tonight, and I'm going to blow through a PowerPoint presentation, and I left the topic kind of nebulous when I called it trends, because I'm going to be talking about social media, and I know many of you just went through a great social media challenge that Jen Fuji and Heather Aiello prepared and created and led many of you through. So, but I think that there will be some things that you guys already know, some things that you're doing really well, and some new tidbits for you tonight as well. So let me go ahead and pull up screen share. Okay, so it's part one because next week CJ McDonald is going to be our guest speaker, because we often have a guest speaker when there are 5 Mondays in a month, and she's going to be talking about periscoping and why live streaming is a really important trend today and how it can be applicable to our business. So again, some of this will be review for some of you, but I'm pretty confident that there will be some good takeaways, so please have a pen and paper handy. You guys all know that social media is an ever-changing beast, and what you learned 3 months ago, 6 months ago, it's always changing. So it's something we need to be doing continual research on and kind of evolving with the trends. So since I became a coach, just to kind of give you some stats here about me, I have increased my Facebook following by 2,500 friends, and my like page 2,300 likes, and my Instagram account 1,200 followers, and my YouTube channel over 1,200 subscribers. So I feel like social media is one of my wheelhouses. We all have strengths and weaknesses, and we all have areas that we need help in. And I need lots of help from many of you in many other things. And I feel like this is one of my strengths and an area that I really like to talk about and I really enjoy growing. And I think that it's important that as we're starting out with the business or with social media, that we really just focus on one platform until we're really good and feel proficient at that one platform. And then we branch out and add another until we feel fairly proficient in our understanding of that platform, and add another, and so on. So there are some social media platforms that I'm very, very ignorant about, and they're just on my radar, but I wanted to become great at the ones I was learning first, and then I'm gonna start to evolve into some other forums like Pinterest, for example, and Twitter. So these are the ones that I feel like are kind of my wheelhouse, and I like to do continuing education on them. I've studied, done many trainings from Chalene Johnson's Instagram Impact to a few webinars with Kim Garst. I think I say that right, I'm not sure. And I love, love, love her content. I highly recommend, I know many of you follow her and read her, her letters and watch her webinars, and have done some of the same trainings as I have. So what we're going over tonight is her very, very, very latest content from August of 2015. So it's super current. And first we're going to talk about common content mistakes. And there's 5 of them that she mentions, and I'm going to lump 2 of them together, and I'm going to go through this part of the call really quickly and then get to the very fun part, which is 24 very applicable, very fun takeaways that you can start applying tonight and tomorrow on your social media accounts. So these are her 5 common marketing mistakes that we want to avoid. Number 1, writing too much about your company or your product. Who's been guilty of that? I know I have. Not building trust. Those are the 2 I'm going to lump together when I kind of break them down. Being inconsistent, having a one-sided conversation, and not giving the readers or viewers what they want and need. So on the first 2 points, I'm going to kind of lump those together. And what she would say is that when you don't build trust with your audience, your posts are not relatable. And an example that I would say is, and I will caveat this with new coaches. It's kind of okay for new coaches to do this, but I would say for us, really avoiding, I know we've all been a little guilty of it, but Shakeology selfies. Shakeology selfies are not a soft sell. They're not a jab. When we talk about the book Jab, Jab, Right Hook, a Shakeology selfie is a right hook. It's not a soft sell, it's a jab. It's not a jab, it's a right hook. So it is selling. It's like, look, this is what I want you to buy. Anyone who sees that knows that we're saying to buy, that we want them to buy it. With the exception of new coaches do have to sort of come out of the closet as a coach and show the world what products they're representing. So if you're a new coach out there, you absolutely do need to be introducing your product and your company name to the world of social media. So that's more of a point for those of us that are veteran coaches, where our audience and our fan base already knows. So CJ McDonald, one of my mentors, she would say, it's okay for Carl Deichler to do it. Ellen, it's not okay for you to do it, the Shakeology selfie. So posts should be related obliquely to our products instead of directly to our products. They should be more engaging, more interesting, and more focused on the needs of our reader and our viewer. They should be more ussies than selfies. That's the new trend right now today. We definitely went through, the Facebook world definitely went through a trend where selfies were really cool. And the trend now is ussies, groups of 2, 3, 4 gathered together. And I see lots of you guys doing that really well all the time on social media too. Another thing to look at as far as these first 2 points is if you're posting about our company or our products and it's only other coaches on our team that are liking and commenting on your picture or your post, you might want to rethink like what it's saying and who it's drawing, because we really want to be engaging not just other coaches on our team that already love our products, but new people. Okay. So number 3, number 3 on that list, I skipped a slide here. Being inconsistent. So why do you think, and you guys can unmute here, why do you think that being inconsistent is so important? Does anyone have any idea like what that would communicate?
Well, people are watching you, and if they're not seeing you be consistent, they're not going to want to try your product. Or, you know, we all want somebody who's really doing what they say they're doing, right?
Yes, it communicates that you really believe in it. It communicates that you're sure and you haven't fallen off the bandwagon. The other thing that if we're inconsistent, it actually can communicate that we just don't really care. That might not be the case, but it can communicate that message that we don't really care if we're inconsistent. Like it's just not that important to us.
Ellen?
Yes.
Ellen, I think Chalene Johnson would say that you're sending the message that you're not open for business.
Right.
That's right. I have heard that from her. There's a closed sign in the window. Thank you. That's right. I have totally heard that from her. A content calendar. So Jen Embers, who just piped in there about Chalene Johnson, she just recently sat down with me and walked me through Hootsuite, and she didn't let me stop until I understood it. She mentored me through something that was a weakness of mine. And so just a little sidebar here, Hootsuite can help you auto schedule. It can help you be consistent. So there are people on our team like Bobby, like Jen Embers, that are Hootsuiting machines, and they can guarantee you that it is ultimately a time saver and it ensures consistency. And I'm on that bandwagon now. So
What is that?
it's an auto scheduler. So Jen or Bobby, do you want to pipe in about how you do it, how much time it takes, and how much time it saves you?
So, like Ellen is saying, it's it's a social media auto scheduler, and so I pay for the account. I pay $10 a month, and I can sit down. When I work an 8-day stretch, I don't have time to post consistently. So what I do is on my day off, I sit down and I plan all my posts for all my challenge groups, my Twitter posts, my like page posts, now Instagram. Ellen found that. So Instagram is on Hootsuite. So I plan it all out for the next 4 to 5 days. It takes me about an hour or two. And that way, when I'm at work, I don't have access to my phone at work. I can just throughout the day at lunch, just comment and not have to worry about thinking of content because I don't have time in my job to do that. So it allows me to be consistent when my job doesn't allow that.
So Kristen, all those daily cut and paste posts that you were just teaching Heather Miller about, so Jen Embers will auto schedule those in one day so that every week at 4:30 a.m. they get posted to her group. All she has to do during the day is comment and like what her fans.
I have a lot of Europeans in my groups, and so I auto schedule for midnight so that when they're waking up in the morning, they see the post.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I do 3 a.m. here because I have East Coasters, so that's 6 a.m. over there, which is when they'll maybe be doing workouts. And to add to that really quickly with Hootsuite, I was out of town for a week just now visiting family, and Wednesday was my flight. I Hootsuited an entire 21-day fixed challenge while I was on there, and that way I didn't have to worry about it. I could just check in when I had time and like it. And I partner up with Heather Aiello, so she kind of picks up the slack there while I'm gone. But to know that there's just that consistent posting is great.
So it's called Hootsuite or Cootsuite?
Hoot, like an owl.
Like an owl?
Hey, Jen, I have a question. So you can now schedule on Instagram?
Yes, you can.
That's awesome.
When I come, I will mentor you.
Jen Embers, I taught you that, right? About
Yes,
Instagram.
you taught that to me.
I did. Kind of. So anyway, that is one way to ensure consistency. And just a little sidebar there is that one really cool thing is that I could look at Jen Embers if she doesn't mind me sharing this. Do you mind me sharing this?
No, not at all.
I could look at her Instagram account and I was like, I could really help her with that. I could help her make it. It's really good, but I know I could make it a little bit better. And she can look at me and be like, Ellen, this would make your life better. Let me help you. So we're trading skill sets with one another. And there's so many of us on our team that are so good at different things. I mean, no one's a jack of all trades. So pair up with someone who knows something more than you about something and swap skill sets with them. So anyway, moving on. Then there's consistency within consistency. So what I mean by that is ideally, and I think Lindsay Christensen is a just screamingly great example of this. When she posted and welcomed Shannon to our team today, before I even read the post or looked who it was from, I knew that it was a Lindsay Christensen new coach post, because her consistency within consistency is she has developed an art to all of her posts so that they look the same. All of her new coach welcomes look the same. All of her rank advancements look the same. All of her Max 30, her posts that she did during her workout programs, they have the same fonts and the same size lettering and the same hue when we filter. And so it looked like an artist. She's like an artist. She's like a social media artist who has a distinct style. And there's many beautiful styles out there. She has one. If you look at Amy Silverman, she has a total beautiful style that you can see when you look at her account. And so it's like if you look at a Monet, and then you look at a Picasso, and then you look at a Rembrandt, or you look at, Paul Gauguin, all these artists, they have different styles. And it's really important that eventually, as you play around with your imaging and the graphics that you use and the filters that you use and the fonts that you use, that if you can develop a style, it's aesthetically more pleasing to the eye if you have, and you look like a brand. It's part of your brand then. So I would encourage that. And then I'm going to move on to the next point, having a one-sided conversation. So that's another pitfall that we want to avoid. So once your content is out there, your great, beautiful content, you've developed a style, you've got a look to it, you're using great apps, and you put it out there, your job is not done. Now you interact. So that's where the conversation begins, is once you have put content out there. We want to be responding to comments that we get on our blog posts. We want to be replying to Twitter mentions. We want to be liking and replying to Facebook comments. So again, providing good content is valuable, but it's the first step, and it should be seen as the beginning of a dialogue. I thought of another good example I saw this week from the team. Danielle Peebles and her husband Cameron put out this video that got ridiculous engagement. So this is all about getting engagement. This whole call tonight is about getting engagement from your followers. And an organic reach to followers that you don't even have yet. So they put out this thing that they were like, it was called Train the Trainer. If you share this post, Cam will do 5 for every share, he'll do 5 burpees, and for every like, he'll do 10 push-ups or something like that. And so it had like a mad reach because everybody was sharing it and everybody was liking it. And then lastly, the last pitfall, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. The last pitfall is just not giving the readers what they need or want. So surveys, asking for feedback in a post, looking at your analytics to see who your audience is. Have you guys ever done that? I mean, I know that the majority of people that follow me are females between the age of 25 and 45. I mean, you can follow your analytics and see who's watching you. Monitoring conversations, checking with competitors. I know a lot of us follow other great coaches for that, and also test varied content. So not giving your readers what they need or want is point 5 there. So now,
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you do that analytical study?
Well, you can. I don't think you can on your personal page, but you can run analytics on your public profile, your business page, and then YouTube also has an analytics where it will show you what countries are looking at your stuff, what gender, what age. I mean, it does a full-blown analytics. Embers, did you have something to say? I saw you shake your head.
No, I was just nodding that it's not on the personal page. You only get Google Analytics on your like page.
But it's helpful because then, like, Brian, remember when we were just listening to Summer Tucker talk about boosting posts? So then knowing that, after hearing that, when I went to go boost a post on my page, I knew my analytics. So I knew who I should be targeting because I know who's already kind of what audience likes to see my stuff. So I targeted, that stay-home moms, female, and the age bracket that I knew followed me. So it's helpful. Okay, now for the fun stuff. And this is the kind of thing that a lot of it was brand new to me, and I'm like, oh, I gotta try that. And a lot of it was, I'm like, oh, that's awesome, I'm already doing that. Or that's great, I see a lot of people on the team already doing that. So these are brand new, 24 mind-blowing tips, and brand new, I just mean they're part of her recent study that she just produced. So here they are. I broke them down in 4s. They're fun, and they're just ways for you to increase your engagement on social media. So number 1, reference controversial content. Now, when I was writing this thing today, my daughter was in the other room watching the Kardashian thing and what Bruce Jenner was talking, and that's a great example of something you could reference to get engaged, to spark a conversation. It doesn't mean be controversial. It's just saying you can reference controversial content. Moving on.
Really, can I say really fast?
Please.
An example that I saw. Scotty Hobbs last week asked people about their opinion on circumcision.
Shut up.
And the amount of posts that went within like minutes, crazy all over the place. People People started arguing, so he removed it, but crazy amount of engagement on that post within minutes. So
Thank you. That is a great example. That's better than the example that I had. Yeah, that's a really good example. And like Bobby, when we were at P90X certification in Nashville, Tony Horton was crazy controversial. He's talking crap about Jillian Michaels and I mean, crazy. I'm not saying we should be controversial. I'm just saying it gets a conversation going. Okay, number 2, ask for feedback. Ask them what they'd like to see more of or what have they liked that you've posted lately. Number 3, share fan content. Show your community you are not a one-man show. Love that. That goes along with like the whole like selfies not being super cool anymore. So just show them you're not a one-man show.
Okay.
Share other people's content.
No.
Number 4, what is that? I don't know if someone's trying to ask a question or if someone's unmuted. Number 4, use social media games. So the example that she used is take a picture of something like, you know, jelly beans on your counter and ask them to guess how many are in the jar. And you can do a giveaway if you give away the person that came closest to the answer. That's fun, right? That's different. I haven't done that. And you could even tie it into our product somehow. I don't know how. Guess how many calories are in this recipe, you know? All right. Next 4, and I'm gonna go really quickly and I'm gonna wrap it up here. Fill in the blank post. I saw Alexandra and she's on the call tonight. I can't see everybody's face right now, but I know she's on tonight. And I saw one of these on her page that was great. Fill in the blank. Hers was exercise related, which is awesome, but just, you know, fill in the blank post. So you're getting engagement. That is the point. And then 6, post photo quotes. So ideally, you're sometimes making your own. I mean, it's okay to quote someone and post their photo quote, but best app right now, in my opinion, is WordSwag. It's like $5. WordSwag, WORDSWAG, WordSwag. It's the bomb. And you can totally create your own really beautiful quotes. And like I did one that said hair washing is overrated, and it blew up. It took me like 30 seconds and it looked cute, and I stamped it with my name in case it got shared and liked and stuff. So make your own, like come up with your own content and your own thoughts that are funny and engaging, and make your own photo quotes, because if those get shared, you guys, that's good stuff. It'll come back to you. Watermark them with your name, even if it's like at Jake Shebitz, or you know, even if it's just at whatever your Instagram account is, somehow watermark it so that people know it came back to you if it gets shared. Okay, remind your fans, ask for likes versus comments. So this is like, basically, if like something like this, if you agree, comment, or if you agree, like this post. If you have a differing opinion, comment below. So it's just things to get conversation happening around your content. Like versus comment. You're asking them to do one or the other. And then, so you're eliciting engagement by getting them to express their own opinion. See how then it turns the focus off of us and us being the one-man show, and it puts the emphasis on them. We want to hear more about them. And then remind your fans you appreciate them. Literally, Heather Hicks posted this to someone, and I mean, she totally did this just last week with that graphic. I like stole it from her Facebook account. Number 9 through 12, ask for advice. So ask for feedback on a specific situation. Of course, you want to avoid, you know, airing any dirty laundry. But if you're in a situation where you're like, oh, what should I do? You know, should I move to Wisconsin, or should I, you know, what do you guys think I should do? Ask for advice. Number 10, post at optimal times. So that she's saying as of this week, optimal times are afternoon and evening. Of course, we've also heard morning, afternoon, and evening. We've heard before, like when the news is on. 11, use humor. I just have to say, if you don't follow Emily at Clever Emily Gets Fit, I mean, man, she uses humor. I think she should open a separate Instagram just based around her humor. But using humor is a great way to pepper in some flavor to your daily posting. Don't forget about weekends. That's kind of self-explanatory. Let's move on. Oh, choose your own adventure. Did I skip one? Yeah, choose your own adventure. So tell a little short story or describe a little situation and then ask your fans what they do next. So these are just great ideas, you guys, for us to try. We can all do this. Let's see, 14. Ask your fans to share images. Basically, you can ask them to share. Oh, no. That's a different point. Oh, sorry. My notes were not clear right there. So ask your fans to share images. So after I read her point here, it would be like this. This is what I thought I would do with this one. I've done a dog rescue before. I rescued a senior dog, and she died at 15, and she was one of the most amazing things I've ever done is rescue that dog. And I know Jake rescued a dog recently. It's something people do. A lot of people out there have rescued dogs. So I was thinking about making a really beautiful graphic of that beautiful dog that we had and just saying, how many of you have ever rescued a dog? Please post a picture of your rescue dog in this comment thread. Like that was what that means. Like you do an image and ask them to share an image. Or maybe it's like, look at my wild yoga pants. Post a picture of your wildest yoga pants in the comment thread below, or your, best shoes for insanity, whatever it is. Okay, have a fan of the day. So that's basically like adding value to someone else, basically really highlighting and featuring one of your fans or followers. Of course, get their permission before you do so. 16, hold a vote. Ask for a vote. Something not related to your business, she said on that one. Not related to your business on that one. 17, show behind the scenes photos. So like basically her example was employees on a lunch break. What I thought of is like backstage at Summit. Like, Bobby, we should have taken some pictures of like behind this, behind, or like the firework in the eye. But basically it's like you're unguarded, you're not posy stuff, and not your posy stuff that you want everyone to see, but the behind the scenes, like, like us at Summit kicking it in the hotel room with like Neil and Bobby, and we're all just like powwowing, waiting to go out, that kind of thing. Post a video. You guys are all really good about that. Those should be 10 to 15 seconds long, ideally. I have more to say about that in a moment. It says, Kim says, to use long URLs instead of shortening them for Facebook. There is a time and a place for URL shorteners, but full transparent links are best for Facebook engagement because people want to know where you're taking them. They're more likely to click on it if they can see the whole thing. I hadn't heard that before. Last ones, you guys, last one. Ask for fans to share posts. So basically she's saying if you've built trust and they like you, they're happy to share your posts. And it could even be about business, like you're inviting to a challenge group. If they like you and you've built trust, ask them to share your post. Shorter is almost always better. 21. Post at optimal frequency. So she says right now that this varies depending on you, depending on your niche, depending on your style, depending on your fan base. She says it could be 12 times a day, it could be once a day, it could be 3 times a day. But you guys need to kind of really just pay attention to what the best frequency is for you and then be consistent with it. Almost done. Always add, I missed one post in here somewhere. I think it's shorter is better. Shorter is always better, almost always with your posting. You've got to earn the right to do those long ones. We've talked about that before. People don't like to click the read more button. So you have to earn that and make those infrequent. Always add a photo. Do you guys do that? You always add a photo. I was really happy to read that because I realized that I do that now. I didn't used to, but always add a photo. And here's what I want to say, because I said to do the video too. I hope you guys know this. If you don't, that's okay. But photos get the most traffic stopping action on Facebook, a photo. Guess what gets the least? Video. Video gets the least. People are far less likely to stop and watch a video of yours. But they will stop and look at a photo. So number 1 is photo. Number 2 is a post, a short post. And number 3 is a video. People really are not super likely to stop and watch videos. People are just in too big of a hurry. So always post a photo. Always post a photo. Your photo should be, like we've talked about in other training videos, cropped, filtered, use multiple apps, take your time, make it a showstopper. And one thing I really want to just emphasize is don't clutter your picture with a lot of text. It's a photo. So the actual text that your eyeball needs to read should be very minimal. It should cover very little of that image. It's a photo. It's not a book. So very minimal, sparse with your language and your amount of text will actually make it a more powerful show-stopping Facebook image or Instagram. So make sure it's scaled to fit. So use something like PicMonkey, or I use Canva to make sure if you're creating a cover photo or a social media tile that it's the right dimensions for that. And some of us can help you with that if you don't know what we mean there. And lastly, it looks like I didn't put 24 on here. Lastly was tell people what you want them to do. If you want them to go like your Instagram account, ask them to. If you want them to go like your new business page on Facebook, tell them exactly what to do. They can't read your mind. So basically, those are the fun little tips. Some of them I think are really cute. And new, and I hope you can use them. I wanted to open it up for questions, and I wanted to open it up because there's some other trainings I've done with her that have helped me with Instagram and stuff. So if you have any questions about those things, anything on the topic of social media, I'm not calling myself some wizard expert, but I do think it's an area where I've learned a lot and have been able to grow my business through. So if you have any questions for me, or any other coaches on the call, let's open it up just for a couple minutes. You'll have to unmute yourself. Is that okay? If you have a question. Do you guys know about hashtags? Do you know that they're really like, they will increase traffic to your Instagram, and you want to put them in the comment, and you want to do it immediately, not in the post itself? And that as far as hashtags go on Facebook, do you guys know that they're just really for wit? They're really more for wit than helping generate, but they're more for just adding some like personality. So like to do a whole string of hashtags on a Facebook post is not going to be as beneficial for you as in an Instagram comment.
What's the story with comments versus post?
For the hashtag thing, Brian?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's from Shalene's Instagram Impact, and I had always put them in the post, and she said not to. And when I changed, my following drove through the roof.
Interesting.
I don't know why. Do any of you guys know why?
So is that for Facebook that the hashtags need to be in the comments, or Instagram?
I wouldn't really hashtag your Facebook stuff unless you're just trying to say one like witty, cute thing.
Okay.
They just don't serve as much of a function. Bobby, did you have any comment on that?
You know, a lot of times they do say to share, like to double post, like Instagram stuff to Facebook. Because I remember, what was her name? Janelle Summers saying that at Summit. She's like, I recycle posts, I double post, you know, that's fine. because it's just the nature of the beast. Different people are on them at different times, and just kind of increases that reach. So I hashtag, like, a lot of my stuff on Instagram is food, because I love food, which is why I hate the 3-day refresh, but that's okay. And so I hashtag the ingredients, and it actually gets a good amount of hits, and I've gotten more followers just because, like, people like onion or something like that. I don't know. And so that's when they show up for me on Facebook, is because I hashtag on Instagram, and I don't think that's really a problem.
But Bobby, if you hashtag in the comment of Instagram and you share the Instagram, it's not going to show up on Facebook.
Oh, that's smart. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. I double post too, but all my hashtags are in the comment field.
So Ellen told me this a couple of months ago, and I started doing it. And my Instagram is not very big, and I'm not very good at Instagram.
You're pretty good at it. You're pretty good at it.
Well, it's because I've implemented what you've said, and I do what Bobby does, is I make a post, and then I share it on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr.
Me
But I
too.
put the hashtags in the comments, and every time I hashtag in the comments, I get a new follower.
Me
every
too.
single time.
Every day.
But if I don't do that, I don't get followers. Like, I don't know why it works, but it does.
Well, I know why it works. It's because people are looking for stuff on Instagram. They're looking for the things you're hashtagging. So they're looking for, if you put foodie or you put kale, like a lot of times I'm actually hashtagging things not to be witty. I will maybe do that once. I'll maybe think of some witty, fun hashtag, but that usually goes in the post, and that's just because I'm trying to be cute. But as far as the hashtags in the comment, I want new followers, and I get a few every single day because of my hashtag. So if I take a picture of the 21-day fix, like mini egg cups that I cooked, and I edit it and make it all pretty, and I use my word swag, and I make it look good, and I post it on Instagram, now's the fun part. Now I want to hashtag things that I think people that might be interested in Beachbody or me or what I have to offer or what we have to do in the world, I want to hashtag it in a way that so I will hashtag easy recipes, help. I don't hashtag 21-day fix. Sometimes I do, but that's just going to be other coaches.
Right.
I want people looking for healthy nutrition, healthy eating, clean eating, meal prep, weight loss. I'm hashtagging things that I think, people search. They search, like when I was looking for a tattoo design, or people search, or like they want to buy a new puppy, like Tracy is driving with a new puppy. They say Weimaraners. Sometimes I'll just like search Weimaraners because I actually want to see other pictures of them on Instagram. So people are out there thinking, I need weight loss. I'm just going to see what's out there. I need to do clean eating. I want a kale salad. So I hashtag kale salad. Oh, Bobby came up. Oh, what is this? What's that 21-day fix thing? He has a new follower that's actually interested in clean eating. So that's how those are used. And then also on Instagram, you know how you can create a location? You can hand make one. That's also for WIT. Those are not clickable links. Sometimes I'll put my email address in there, but that's not a clickable link. The only clickable link on Instagram is the one in your bio. You get one clickable link. So create the thing, don't type your website. Type something funny in there, like, I don't know, something funny. That's for your creativity.
And I'll second, I played with that for a while. Like I was hashtagging Shakeology and Beachbody and 21-day fix, and I got a lot of coaches following me. So that's not who I want following me. So I've started doing what Ellen said and hashtagging things that have to do with the picture.
So there was something else. Oh, also, Kim also says when you're hashtagging, like, try to avoid the most popular hashtags. Like, if you can see if something's been hashtagged by 7 million people, like squats. So be just a little off the beaten path, and you're more likely to be found. So I've started hashtagging people that I want to follow, like, stay home.
Okay, so I sent you some information in Facebook Messenger.
What?
Sorry about that. Sorry
What?
about that.
Wait, what? I missed it. Bri.
I meant to be on mute. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't hear you. So let's see. I want to look at the comments to see. So Christina, you don't. That's just something I've heard from Kim and Shalene is hashtagging on Facebook isn't going to drive your following up. And it clutters.
One thing that I thought of just now with not wanting coaches to follow, like, you know, you'll get coaches and stuff, but I hadn't really thought about it, but philosophically it's not bad to have coaches following you, because I don't know, like, I don't want to be rude, but I feel like, you know, there are some coaches out there that are not the brightest and that will share your stuff, you know, and then it links to you instead of them. And so that's totally a strategy. I mean, like, Amy Silverman, super popular. I wonder why she's selling so many challenge packs. It's probably people reposting her stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind having coaches follow me at all on either. I won't accept a friend request I won't accept a friend request on Facebook anymore from anyone who's not a potential customer or one of my coaches or one of my downline. I won't do it because we only get 5,000, and so I literally right now have hundreds of requests from other coaches, from other teams, and they can follow me. That's great, but I'm going to save those friend spots for you guys and for potential customers that I meet. So I would offer that to you guys as a good idea too. What else? Brian and Christy did that Instagram webinar with me that was so helpful. I was showing Jen Embers before we started that she recommends that you do your bio on your Instagram like this. Hold on. Can you see how it's like in a column? A vertical column instead of like a paragraph. That you have to do that outside of Instagram in a notepad app, and then cut and paste it in. Instagram itself won't internally let you do that. Any other questions? You can another way to increase your Instagram following is just get out there and just like people's stuff. Like multiple, you know, go on someone's page and like 5 or 6 of their pictures, and they're gonna follow you. They're like, oh, someone likes me, I'm gonna follow them.
What I did this last week was
Yeah.
I went to like Amy Silverman and Melanie Mitro and all the like top people's pages, and anybody that they had tagged, I started following, like all those people, like Shanti's assistant Alex, and like just random people like that are in the business. And just in the last week, I've gotten 50 new followers.
What?
Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, but that would be, I don't know, an idea for anyone if just from the big Beachbody people.
Tia, that's great.
So yeah.
That's a lot of.
But if you guys don't follow all those people, I mean, you should be following them, and you probably will get new followers just from that. So
there's a lot of list of brand new people. Is there any way on Team Play Hard that we can actually get a list of these people to follow? Because a lot of people are being spitted out, names and everything. So is there a list, or is that like not personable?
No, there is a list. I posted one in there before you came back.
Okay.
Before you came back to our loving family. It was in your black sheep era. So what I did, I took the top 100 coaches in the company.
Okay.
I took the top 100 and I posted it in Team Play Hard, and I said, you guys, we should all be following all these people. It's probably buried, so I probably just need to redo that. But another thing, Tasha, that a lot of these guys are doing is anytime someone leads a national wake-up call, we start following them, because the people that are leading the national wake-up call are the top in our company. They're just the top and the best, and so those are the ones. Kristen, this is good for you to know too, because we were talking about yesterday in Salem, we were talking about who to follow. Anyone leading a national wake-up call is worth following.
Okay, thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for the idea. Love it.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll go digging for that list because I was actually going to message you tonight and be like, okay, who do I follow?
It's going to be really deep. I think I posted that like 4 or 5 or 6 months ago. So we should just, stuff like that needs. That's a
Like,
point.
there should be a document on Team Play Hard so that you can just go in the file.
Totally. Because stuff keeps coming up, like, and we get new coaches, and it's like, oh, they're going to need to know. Like, we recently did a thread where you guys all posted your favorite podcasts.
Yeah,
That should be on file too.
and PD and transformation pictures.
Yeah.
All of those should always be available.
All right. Thank you. That's my homework. All right. Personal development.
And you know that lineage that you sent me, Ellen?
Yes.
That needs to be, that is, for a visual person, that is amazing.
Top 100, and then those graphics.
Thank you.
And yeah, all of those transformation photos, you guys, of us, our team, those that we have permission to share, we need to be sharing those.
Yeah. So I would love if the one that's a file is the one that people have given permission to share. So it's just this ongoing archive that we can pull from.
Okay. All right. I put it on my to-do list. Anything else, you guys? All right. Thank you for coming on. I'm going to stop the recording.